Bless you. It's going to show up a little darker. I like that.
Is that one that I had up here? Oh, there it is.
Right here?
No. You just want like the black one because I don't use that one very much. Shh. Check your work. 5 and 6 are up there. Nice job. Nice job. 7, you should have gotten 42. And then Melanie, can you do number 8 for us? Y'all okay? These 4 right here, these 4 were the most commonly missed type of question. These were not the 4 on your quiz, but these were the most common missed type of problem, okay? So the main reason that we missed 7 and 8 was the order of operations. What was order of operations? There you go. Perfect. Okay, so you have to make sure that you square before you add those together. The very common thing y'all were doing is y'all were trying to add them together and get 4, then square it and get 16, and then you got negative 6 as an answer, okay? You've got to square it first, then add it. Yes, ma'am?
Number 6, it shouldn't be plus 33.
Where are we at? Let's see, 54 plus 27 plus 6 plus 24. And then that's negative 30m. That's right, that's 33. That's right. Y'all okay? Am I lost? Okay. Alright, here we go. So, let's go over, what are we on? 8 through 10. 8 through 10, okay? 8 through 10. We did these on Friday. If you weren't here yesterday, we waited on you. Yeah. So, alright, what about number 8? How did y'all work number 8? What you got, Sebastian? Yeah, what'd you do?
$1.05 plus, and then obviously the first minute was 15, and then every other one was after the first minute was 15 cents. I did 15 times 14.
Perfect.
$3.15.
That is awesome, awesome. So, Sebastian, why did you multiply by 14 when he had a 15-minute call?
Because after the first minute, it was 15 cents. So that first minute plus the rest of the minutes equals 15.
There you go. There you go. Very good. Very good. So this was the first minute, and if you had 15 altogether, 15 minus 1 gives you 14. Y'all okay? All right. What about number 9? Number 9 was a little complicated as far as your work, but it was pretty easy as far as what you had to do. So what was the first thing that you did?
Yeah, read the question.
What's the question say?
What is the yearly tax on this property?
All right. So that doesn't really help us much. So now we're going to have to read the whole thing, right?
It's like mental.
All right. So what do we do first on number 9? Focus. Focus. What do we do first on number 9? Very nice job. So to do that, then we're going to multiply 3/4 by 56,000. So we do parentheses, 3 divided by 4 times 56,000. And we get 42,000. Y'all okay? Yeah? Why what? Why did we do that? Okay, so look what it says. The property value at 56,000 is assessed at 3/4 of its actual value. So we have to find out what that 3/4 is. So this is what it's valued at, but it only assessed or appraised at 42,000.
I think that's why the white.
Meaning that's like somebody comes and looks at your house. When you sell your house or when you buy a house, you have to have an appraiser come look at your house. And they will come inspect it, look at any problems that you have, look at any issues, and then they will say, they will give that money, they will give their information to the bank, and the bank will tell you, hey, this is how much we think your house is worth. That make sense? So they're saying that it's only appraised to be 42,000 in there. All right, so then what do we do with the next sentence? The next sentence says that the yearly tax is calculated as $3 for every $100 of the assessed value. What was the assessed value that we found? 42,000, and it's every $100 of that. So we do 42,000. Yeah, and then there you go. You don't have to use your calculator. The zeros cancel, so you get 420. And then it's for every $3 of that. So what do we do to the 3?
Multiply.
There you go. So we do times 3, and that should be 1260, right? Yep, which is C. Yes.
I did an entire.
What'd you do?
You know the is of percent.
Yeah.
100?
Yeah.
I did that.
Uh-huh. And you get the same answer?
Yes.
Yep. That's how I did it.
Okay.
The is over of
Oh.
equals percent over 100.
Huh. Okay. And you cross multiply.
You can cross multiply and you'll get the same thing.
Okay, what would you fill in?
Alright, so Abby, what'd you fill in?
Over the so first it is I put an X because we don't know
Yeah?
what it is.
Uh-huh.
Under that I put 42,000. And then the percent is 3.
Mm-hmm.
And it's over 100.
Very nice. I did it that way, but I got to thinking about what if it wasn't 100. So I need to play with that and see if it works with numbers that aren't 100. Because it got me thinking afterwards. Because that's the way I set mine up, was like this one. And then you just cross multiply and go from there. But you're doing the same work. You're just setting it up a little differently. All right, what about number 10? So what's the question say?
What's the probability that the player Tammy drafts will be a kicker?
Ms. Blackman,
Kicker or receiver? Yep. Yes, ma'am.
please send Belle Cosby to see Mr. Paris in his office.
Yes, ma'am. You have Mr. Woman's office last year. Go down the hallway. Very end. Turn right. And then
It's where the coffee
on the left. Where the coffee is. Yes. And then 10th grade or 11th grade. I didn't know. Okay, so how do we find probability? What do we do with all that?
You want to make it into a percent.
Yeah. So make a fraction.
Fraction.
Yeah.
You're going to add all of them up.
Well, do I have to though?
No.
Why?
Okay, well then you just do kickers and the receivers.
No. You're right, but I don't have to add because it already tells you, right, Luke? Right here. How many? 20. Almost all of them, you never have to add them up because it's somewhere in the problem it'll give you that number, okay? So that's a time. I know, but you don't have to read. You just look and find the number. Just look and find the number because it's almost always already given to you. So then what do I do to the 4 and the 8? You add them.
You get 12.
Yeah.
And then you
Simplify. So what am I going to reduce by? What number? 4 would be the bigger one. 2 is not wrong if you do it again. And so you would get 3 over 5. Yep. Okay. There we go. Y'all okay? All right. We'll get a new ACT thing tomorrow. Just to do some more. Okay. All right. Let's talk about yesterday. Yesterday we did page 15. All right. We did page 15 as notes. We did numbers 2, 3, and 5. So in a few minutes, when everybody gets to do their homework for tonight, if you didn't get caught up, you'll just simply watch that video in class. Okay, does that make sense? All right. But your homework last night was number 6, 8, 10, 11, and 13 on page 14. Yes, ma'am. You don't have, let me see if I have an extra one. Hold on. I don't know if I have any more notes, Daniel. You just write them down for today, and then I'll make you a copy tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, Danielle, I'll make you a copy this afternoon, okay, though? It's just, we're just doing 5 problems today. And this, you don't have to worry about because you weren't in here and all that good stuff. You were in a different class. All right, are y'all okay on this? Okay, so you have 3 things that you should have done on this homework. You should have solved it, you should have graphed it, and you should have done the interval notation. What in the world did interval notation look like?
Isn't that like the bracket and the parentheses?
There you go. There you go. It had the brackets and parentheses and infinities and all that good stuff. So make sure that your name is on it. Make sure your name is on it and then turn it into the tray. I will have a heart for today. I will have a heart for today because you're still learning about Google Classroom. As long as I get it by 3:15 this afternoon, I will not count it late. As long as I get it by 3:15 this afternoon, okay? Because I sent your parents an email and let them know. I sent you a remind and let you know. So not really an excuse, but I will be nice today.
I did not have a sheet of paper like this.
That's fine, baby. Just make sure your name's on it. That's fine. Do it this afternoon when we get finished. And then you can turn it in, okay? Okay, then flip to page 15. Flip to page 15. We are on page 15. You can do page 14 later.
Do you just ignore them on this one? Like, how do you the negative? How do you
Negative.
It's
Oh,
just
right.
right, so
Yeah, but what number is behind it?
is there one behind?
So what would you do with that negative 1? You got it? All right, page 15. Put page 14 away. I see 3 of you right now, but sitting here right here that have page 14 out. Page 15 is where we are. We only have 5 problems to do. It will not take us long. If we can focus, it won't take us long, okay? And then y'all can use the rest of the class to get yourself caught up and everything. Does that make sense? But from now on, have we learned our lesson about what we're supposed to do when we're not here? Okay. We're going to use today as a learning curve, okay? All right, so yesterday we talked about OR problems. OR problems shade in which direction? Away from each other, right? And so AND problems, where do you think AND problems shade? Shade towards each other. They shade together, yep. Like that. Are y'all okay?
Yes.
This is going to be a really big deal when we get to those bottom problems down there. All right, so if you watched the video or if you were here yesterday, number 2 and number 3 both had the word OR, and so they already gave it to you. You knew what problem it was. But look at number 1 and look at number 4. They don't have any words written in there, right? So now you're going to have to know that a greater than or a greater than or equal to is considered an OR problem. And a less than and a less than and equal to is considered an AND problem. So looking at number 1, what kind of problem would that be? it would be an and problem, right? But we can't always assume right off the bat because things could change. What flips that sign around?
Negative.
Negatives, right? So you always want to make sure that if you multiply or divide by a negative and it flips it, that it could change to be an or problem in the end, okay? So let's look at number 1. Number 1 is just two inequalities smushed together. So cover that up. That's just what we did on Friday, right? How would we solve that? There you go. All right, so cover this one up. That's the same thing we did on Friday, right? What would we do there? Add 7. We're just going to have to add 7 a couple of times. We're going to have to add it to the 23. And we're going to have to add it to the 8. Does that make sense to everybody? On why we added it so many times? Huh? Okay, look, cover that up. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so let's add together. 8 plus 7 is 15, less than 3y. Yeah? Perfect. All right, so Sebastian, look, we're going to cover that up if you need to. Bless you. And then we would just divide by 3, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All righty. And we got to do it to the other side. So we'll have 5 less than y. There you go. Perfect. Y'all okay?
Solid.
All right, then we're just going to draw our graph. We're going to have a little bit bigger graph on these because we have to go all the way from 5 to 10.
Yeah, we count by y, girl.
Not on this one. Not on this one. No. Not on this one.
0, 5.
Nice try, though.
0, 5.
All right, so let's look at the 5. What kind of a dot does the 5 get? Open, but you just got to slow down and be careful because what kind of a dot does the 10 get? Closed, okay? So sometimes they could both be the same and sometimes they could both be different. It's not a big deal. And we now know that less than problems or less than and equal to problems are and problems. And problems shade where? Together. So we're going to be real careful not to shade in that open circle. And we're just going to shade them together and we're done.
Simple.
To see if you were failing. And he tried to tell me I was failing creative writing in AP Chem, but I know so I'm not. So he said that
Probably, yeah. Yeah. Y'all okay on that one? Yes? No? Maybe? All right, Belle, watch how we do number 4, okay? Because it's pretty easy, but it's a little different. 15. Get your last page. There we go. And we turned in that homework when we get finished. Not right now, but in a minute. Okay? All right, Belle, look. So we're going to cover this up. Yes, yes. He was raising it for you.
On number 1.
Yeah? Because less than problems are and problems. Cover this up. How would I shade that? Cover this up. Your letter always has to be on which side?
Oh.
So you would flip it around, and that's why they shade together. Okay, does that make sense?
Wait, but the sign's not necessarily multiple.
No, they're not. They're going to be, when you have it written as a compound inequality, just like a compound sentence in English is 2 sentences put together, this is 2 inequalities put together. If they were separate, then this would say 5 less than y, which is y greater than 5, right? And you would have y less than or equal to 10. You shade greater than the 5 and less than the 10. That's why they're shaded together. Yep. Does that make sense? All right. Okay, let's look at number 4, Belle. You ready? So if we cover that up, we would solve that just like we normally did from Friday, right? So we would add the 8, and then if we cover up this side, we would also have to add that 8 over to the 14. So we have to do to both sides. So that would be -6 less than or equal to 3x less than 24, right? And then you would divide by 3. I divided by a positive, right? So nothing flips. Feel okay? Okay, now this one's going to be kind of a big graph. So let's count by y'all okay with counting by 2s instead of counting by 1s? What?
How come we can't find 5 of them, but we can't
Because
Oh.
it would have been one, that thing would have been between them. Like, you gotta have some space in between them. Sebastian, you know. 2, 4, 6, 8. There we go. All right. So, what kind of circle does the -2 get? No, this one's closed, and then the 8 is open. All right. So, less than problems are what kind of problems? And shades where? Together.
Did you also know it says and because they're like, I don't want to say pointing, but they're pointing in the same direction?
They'll all be pointing in the same direction. It's just ands point to the left, ors point to the right. Yeah. You good, Dalton? Okay. Y'all okay? Ands point to the left, ors point to the right. Yes. Yes. All right. Number 6. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Wrong button. Wrong button. Wrong button. Ooh, cool. I just learned something new. I didn't know my mouse would zoom for me. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I know. I didn't realize it would do that. Okay, let's talk about number 6. What do you notice is different about number 6?
Absolute value.
Absolute value. And how many answers? 2 answers, right? What's the only thing that we messed with? The outside number. It's the same thing as before, except these little signs right here are going to make things a little bit different, okay? So watch what I do. 4t minus 3 and then -7. 4t minus 3 and then +7. Do you notice something special about the placement of the -7 and the +7? What do you notice?
The -7 always has to be on the left.
Why did I put the -7 on the left?
It's going to be on the left side of the number line.
Because the negative numbers are on the left side of the number line and the positive numbers are on the right side of the number line. Does that make sense? It has to be like that. It has to be like that in order to do this. Okay, so less than and equal to is what kind of problem? And or? And. An and problem shade where?
Together.
They shade together. So I'm going to literally point my arrows pointing together, okay? So this will be that way and then that way. Oh, wait, they're supposed to be equal to. Equal. Does that make sense to everybody? Did I lose anybody?
Well, that's it, right? That's all we have to
Well, then we have to solve it.
do.
Yeah, we have to solve these.
Yeah, we did.
What? How to get what? Where, Sebastian?
For some reason, I thought 3 plus 10. 3 plus 7 equals 10.
It does, but that's -7. -7 is where I got -4. Here, that's +7. That's how I got 10.
How is it?
It does. It does. Yeah, that's fine. Or you could put 2 and then 3 and then put it in the middle. All right, what about, let's see, both of those are closed. And that's an and problem again, an and problem shade together. Y'all okay? What's wrong, Sebastian?
If you cut it as a fraction, what is that? Oh,
It's a good decimal. Like 0.5 and 0.25 and 0.75, those are good decimals. Because they terminate. Or you could put it as 2 1/2 if you wanted to. You don't want to work with mixed numbers, but if it's like your final answer, you can write your final answer as a mixed number. Bella, yes ma'am.
I don't really get why you have to change the sign, like for 4t minus 3 is greater than -7. Like, why didn't you just keep it as the...
You're not changing the signs. Don't think of it as you're changing signs. You have an and problem, right? and problems shade together. So you need your arrows to point together, just like you would shade. Does that make sense?
Kind of.
So like if you had an OR problem, you're not worried about changing signs. You don't look at it as you're changing signs. OR problems would shade away. So you would point those arrows away from each other. Does that make sense? Okay. Let's set up a few more and see if maybe, okay? All right.
Number 7 is an OR problem.
Number 7 is an OR problem, yep. Okay, let's look at number 8 though first, okay? Look at number 8, I'll show you. Number 8, number 8, number 8. Number 8, number 8, number 8, number 8. What do you notice about number 8? Then you can jump. Absolute value, yeah. And you're doing number 8, and you're going to be mad at yourself in a minute because you're not paying attention to what I'm doing.
It's a -1, so you can't do that one.
Absolute values can never be a negative, and they never can be less than a negative, right? So what would I call this? There will be a question just like this on your test. I just gave you a test question.
Okay, now we can read it.
It's gonna be, it's on your paper. It's gonna be on your test. You're gonna have one of those. So you have to slow down and read. Yeah, the 0 with a slash through it. This? Yes, definitely so. Definitely so. All right, last one. Here we go. See if you can try number 7. Now, let me tell you the answer. Ready? One of your answers will be a fraction. One of your answers will be a regular number. Okay? Does that make sense to everybody?
Good.
Yes, ma'am. All right, so fraction number 7.
Oh, wait, no, D. You don't put negatives.
I got negatives. You got what? I got negatives. No, this I would probably make that a mixed number. That would be what, -6 and 1/3? So you can see it's between 6 and 7.
Would you want us to write -6 and 1/3?
Yeah, you just don't want to work with mixed numbers. You can have an answer as a mixed number, just in this class you just don't want to work well. Yes, ma'am. You got a what? This one? You mean a com T, or you just want to wait and see this? Okay, well, hold on, let me put this up. Oh, Okay, there's your setup. Hey guys, why did I put the -14 on the left again?
Because
The negatives are on the left.
There you go. You gotta set them up in that order, okay?
Can I go from -6 1/3 5?
No. Oh. What do you mean? Like you
You
did?
changed the negative next to next number.
Yeah. And so you did this? Like you have your still have your numbers like that? No, make sure your numbers are like that.
So you know how to find it after?
I know it's kind of like
It's negative 19 over 3. So if you change that into a mixed number, that's negative 6 1/3.
There's probably something easier to count.
negative 6 and 1/3. Yeah.
On my number line, that's like negative 6 1/3, and then automatically go to 5 right, be like 2/3, then 4/3, then 5.
Don't, because the other one's not a fraction.
So I can just skip the 5.
You can skip from just like I did.
I don't, but you just put it like in the third, in the middle.
Yeah. Let's see, this one,
That's 3.
this should be 9, that's be 3. Okay, 3 should be open. Okay, negative 6 and 1/3. Negative 6 and 1/3 is between which two numbers?
Oh, did you?
Negative 5 and negative 7. I mean, negative 6 and
Negative 6 and negative 7.
whole neck right there.
But it's closer to negative 6, right?
It can help you remember the next number, that way you can see it, which one's which one. Or if you left it as a fraction, just use your calculator. 19 divided by 3, and it'll give you 6.3.
Okay, we'll fix it real quick then. Alright, and then or problem shade where?
Away.
Away. Alright, that is all of our notes. We are completely finished with all of our notes. Now, if we have a test on Thursday, what will we do on Wednesday? Review, right? We got to review.
So if I don't show up tomorrow, I don't have to take the test, right?
You still have to take the test. You've got no lessons. Okay. Alright, so here we go. If you were out yesterday, listen to me. If you were out yesterday and you did not watch the video, please get out your cell phone and your headphones, go on to Google Classroom, watch the video. You have about 15 minutes left that you can get yourself caught up. If you were here yesterday, then you can go ahead and start on your homework, which is in your workbook, and I'm going to call one person from each row to come get enough workbooks for their row. Does that make sense?
Depends on the video.
No.
You have the hash sheet.
There, I've got the hash sheet for you.
We have to have to use one.
Alright, here we go. Thomas, Lindsay, Abby, Abby's got 3, and you've got 4.
I thought the test
And Macy got 3. Melody,
No idea. Ask him. He likes little kids.
Are we allowed to write on it?
yes. Alright, these are yours. I would write my name somewhere on it. That way if you lost it, then we can get it back to you. They are yours to keep. I am never going to take them back from you. The only thing that I'm going to do is tomorrow, I'm going to come around on my grade book and I'm going to check your homework, which is on what page? 11. What numbers? 9 through 16. I know your calendar says 9 through 15, but it's going to be 9 through 16, and I really felt like y'all needed one more of those absolute values. Does that make sense? Y'all okay? Yes, Maxine.
You have a Sharpie I can borrow?
I have a Sharpie.
I have this pen thing.
I have a Sharpie.
Sharpie.
I have silver and black.
No, you got it.
Can you give me one of those?
All right, so you should either be one of two things. Either watching the video to get caught up from yesterday, or working on your homework for tonight, okay?
Wasn't yesterday?
Yesterday was 21st, yes, sir.
Nice catch.
Hey, Sebastian.
Got it, Luke.
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Sebastian is not allowed to throw things.
Okay, then I'll throw it.
What are we throwing?
Pins. They want my shirt. That your pen?
Yeah,
Use 6 subscribers.
Oh, I see. After yesterday.
Well,
He doesn't have to use that.
wow.
I mean,